In lesson 2, we just learned how to make te form and how to use it on its own to mean command form. Next, we're going to learn how to use te form in another way by combining it with the verb iru in order to make present tense. If you haven't mastered te form by this point, that's fine. You can continue to use the te form conjugation sheet to help you along. Of course, at some point you will want to have te form memorized, and you can use this link here, Stephencraft, in order to help you do so. But again, you are welcome to continue looking at that te form conjugation sheet for now until you have memorized te form. So to make present tense, that is again going to be our second way of using te form. We will use a te form conjugation, and then we're adding the verb iru after it. And if you want to think about it this way, you can think that iru means to be or to exist. And so if we have te iru form, then it's existing in the state of doing something. So we can have tabete iru, and that means I am eating, or he is eating, or she, or whoever our subject is, present tense eating right now. And again, iru means to exist, so you could view this as currently existing in the state of eating. Make note that the iru at the end of present tense conjugation can be conjugated further. Right now we don't know any other conjugations, so we can't really do that. But just to kind of look ahead a little bit, we could actually do something like add a past tense conjugation on top of this. Tabete ita, by changing iru into past tense, and then it goes from I am eating to I was eating. Another very common conjugation would be formal form. We could have tabete imasu, which means the same thing as tabete iru, except for it is formal form. That's the main meaning of te iru form, is that present tense. That's the easiest way to view it. It's good to know that there is a second meaning for te iru form that's quite a bit more complicated. You don't have to really know this too well at this point. It's good just to know that it exists, and we will continue to practice this second meaning of te iru form in the future. The second meaning of te iru form is somebody kind of is something. It's almost making the verb function like an adjective and showing the state of somebody. So one example would be watashi wa Amerika ni sundeiru, as we have here. Sumu means to live in a location, and sundeiru means I live in America. That's the natural way of translating it, and you note that in the English translation, we don't use present tense. You can say I am living in America, and it's not grammatically wrong, but more often we say I live in America. Part of the reason for that is because when you say I am living in America, the living isn't something that you're actively doing. It's not present tense like I am eating is. It's just something that's true about you. Something that's true about me is I live in America. And that's what I was talking about as kind of an adjective, this te iru form giving more information about the person. One more way of using this is a question like "Kyou wa tabete iru?" which could translate to "Have you eaten today?" Are you currently in the state of having eaten? And the answer could be "Hai, tabete iru," which would mean yes, I have eaten. Again, the second meaning of te iru form is much more advanced and not something that you have to have mastered. But I just wanted to bring it up because it will come up in the future, and it will be good to know in the future. But for now, the main reason we're learning te iru form and the main way that we will be using it is for present tense. So we've got some practice for those. Go give them a shot.